You've heard this word before. A percentile. The definition of a percentile for an individual data value is a way to describe its location within the distribution of data. It is simply the percent of data values that are less than the data value you're looking at. And I mean strictly less than, not less than or equal to, less than. So 72 inches, anybody in that make-believe class I just had that was 72 inches tall, you would say that they are at the 89th percentile in this class. And the person who is 63 inches tall, that person, that's 5'3", I think, right? 5'3". That person is at the 15th percentile in the class. So 15% are shorter than you, 89% are shorter than you. That's a way to describe a data value's location within a distribution. So here we go. We're going to add another graph, and you've never seen this one before, I guarantee you. It's called the cumulative relative frequency graph. Nobody wants to call it that, so we gave it a nickname. It's the ogive. Here are the steps to creating an ogive, and we're going to create one with our data values. Ready? Here we go. Choose intervals for the data like you would for a histogram. Count the frequency in each interval. Okay, that's the number of data in each interval. Now, 3 is where we switch gears. This is where it stops acting like a histogram altogether. Find the cumulative frequency for each interval. So that means you got the lowest interval, maybe that's got 3 people in it. And then the next one's got 6 people in it. Well, now the cumulative frequency is 9. I count both bars and I call that 9. And the next one maybe has got 5 more, so 3, and then 6, and then 5. I'm going to add all those up, and I go on and on and on. Turn each cumulative frequency into a cumulative relative frequency. There's the word relative right there in the title. A cumulative relative frequency, that's a percent, isn't it? You do that by dividing by n, the total number of data, to turn it into a percent. Now, by the time we get to the last interval, that should be all of the data values, 27 out of 27. So the last interval, as far as cumulative relative frequencies are concerned, has to be 100%. Number 5, put a dot corresponding to the cumulative relative frequency, the percent I just made, at the right end of each interval until your interval reaches 100%. Okay, you start with a dot at the origin, the point 0, 0, and then you connect the dots that you just made, connect the dots to create an ogive. Don't forget to put a title and a label. All right, I'm going to turn the page and then talk about what we should do next. Use the data from the heights in this classroom to create an ogive. Now, I was a little bit lazy about putting this chart here, so I just put a bunch of capital I's so you can finish it off like that. We've got to go from a low of 54 up to a high of 72. I'm going to put a frequency chart right here. Okay, I feel like we should go from 50 to 54, and from 55 to, let's see, that'd be 59, I guess. From 60 to 64, from 65 up to 69. Larson says 69. You guys are hilarious. 70 to 74. And then that's it. I think that's the maximum right there. So I'm only going to have 5 intervals. That's not great. But what I want you guys to do is fill in the frequency for each one of these. I'll just cross this off and make it a chart here. And then we're going to make it the cumulative frequencies. Okay? So I'm going to start off by looking at the dot plot. 50 to 54, there's just 1. Okay, so there's 1, and the cumulative frequency is 1. 55 to 59, there's 2 of them in here, but the cumulative frequency is now 3 because I have that 1 and that 2. Fill out the rest of them, and then what I want you to do is divide all of the cumulative frequencies by 27 and get the relative cumulative frequencies. Do that now.